Have you ever wondered why, after a powerful spiritual awakening, you suddenly feel empty, unmotivated, even lost? It feels almost paradoxical. You touch something so profound, you sense a deeper truth, and then the energy fades. The excitement disappears. Life that once seemed full of purpose starts to feel quiet, still, and sometimes meaningless. If you've ever experienced this strange emotional drop, stay with me until the end, because understanding this phase can change how you see yourself forever. Spiritual awakening is often portrayed as a glorious moment that solves everything. We imagine enlightenment as a permanent state of peace, clarity, and motivation. But the reality is far more complex, and Carl Jung, the legendary psychologist, understood this better than most. He believed that awakening doesn't end your journey. It begins it. It tears away illusions, dismantles false identities, and exposes raw truths about who you are. And that can be overwhelming. In the beginning, when you awaken, there's often a burst of energy. You feel connected to everything, as if invisible walls have collapsed. But soon after, a deep silence sets in. This is the stage where many people feel their motivation vanish. It's not because something went wrong, it's because for the first time, the old reasons for doing things no longer make sense. Your old motivations, chasing validation, seeking approval, following external goals, lose their power. And the new motivations haven't yet been born. You are standing between two worlds. Carl Jung described this state as the night sea journey. It's when the conscious mind loses its old anchors and drifts in the unknown. It's uncomfortable. It's quiet. It's filled with questions that don't have quick answers. Many mistake this for failure or depression, but in truth, this is the exact place where real transformation begins. It's like winter. Everything looks still, but beneath the surface, roots are growing. When the illusions of the ego break, life doesn't immediately give you a new map. It gives you a blank page. And staring at that blank page can be terrifying. You might find yourself asking, "What's the point? Why should I do anything?" But this isn't a lack of motivation. It's the death of false motivation. The kind that came from fear, comparison, or obligation. And that death is necessary, because only when the old reasons dissolve can the true ones emerge. Jung believed that this process, what he called individuation, is the real spiritual path. It's not about escaping the world or feeling good all the time. It's about becoming whole. It's about bringing your unconscious into consciousness, understanding your shadow, embracing the parts of yourself you used to deny. This is deep inner work, and it requires a period of stillness. Just like a seed planted in the soil doesn't sprout overnight, your new purpose needs silence to take root. In this in-between stage, you might lose interest in your usual routines. Goals that once excited you feel flat. Relationships might shift. Social expectations might stop mattering. This can feel like a collapse, but it's actually a recalibration. Your inner compass is realigning itself, pointing you towards something far more authentic than before. The problem is, most people panic at this stage. They think they've lost their spark forever. But in truth, the spark hasn't died. It's waiting to be reignited from a deeper source. Imagine this like climbing a mountain. At the base, everything is noisy and busy. As you rise, the air becomes thinner, quieter. Old conversations fall away. Distractions fade. You can see farther, but it's also lonelier. The silence at high altitudes can feel unsettling if you're used to the crowd. But that silence is where clarity happens. When the noise dies down, the real voice within you starts to speak. This is why Jung emphasized integration. Spiritual awakening without integration can leave a person disoriented. Integration means taking the insights you've had and slowly weaving them into everyday life. It means building new structures of meaning that reflect your authentic self, not your conditioned identity. And this takes time. You can't rush it. You can't bypass it with motivational quotes or quick fixes. The absence of motivation is often a signal that your soul no longer wants to run on borrowed energy. It's saying, stop, go inward, listen. It's a sacred pause, not a punishment. The modern world glorifies constant action, constant achievement, constant noise. But real transformation happens in quiet spaces. When everything slows down, you begin to see what truly matters. You begin to sense new directions that come from within, not from outside pressures. For many, this phase can bring a sense of isolation. Friends might not understand why you've changed. Society might pressure you to get back to normal. But this isn't about going back. It's about going deeper. The path after awakening is often solitary, not because you're alone, but because you're meeting parts of yourself no one else can meet for you. Jung often said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." And becoming who you are means leaving behind who you were pretending to be. Motivation after awakening doesn't look like it used to. It doesn't come from hype or external rewards. It comes from alignment, from living in harmony with your values, from following what feels true in your core. But before you can find that, you must go through the silence. You must let the old dissolve fully. This stage is uncomfortable because it's meant to be. Growth always demands a period of disorientation. Think of a caterpillar turning into a butterfly. There's a stage inside the cocoon where the old body literally dissolves. It becomes a kind of soup, neither caterpillar nor butterfly. If you looked inside during that stage, you might think it's dead, but it's not. It's transforming. That's what's happening to you. Your old self is dissolving, and your new self hasn't fully formed yet. This is why motivation seems to disappear. You're not lazy. You're evolving. The best thing you can do in this period is to stop forcing yourself to feel motivated in the old way. Instead, create gentle routines that support reflection. Walk in nature. Journal without judgment. Meditate, not to escape, but to observe. Allow silence to become your teacher. Gradually, you'll notice a new type of energy arising, not frantic, not externally driven, but calm and steady. This is the motivation that comes from your soul, not your ego. Carl Jung understood that true transformation isn't glamorous. It's raw, quiet, and deeply personal. It's the space where the superficial falls away and something real begins to grow. When everything inside you seems uncertain, that's when the deepest foundations are being laid. Trust that the emptiness you feel now is not the end. It's the beginning of a new kind of power, one that doesn't depend on constant stimulation, but flows naturally from who you are becoming. So if you're feeling lost after awakening, understand this. You're not broken. You're in transition. Don't rush it. Don't fight it. Let the silence shape you. The world will try to pull you back into its noise, but if you can stay present in this stillness, you'll emerge with a clarity and strength you never knew you had. Stay patient. This is your soul rearranging itself. The motivation you're searching for will return, but it will be wiser, purer, and far more powerful than before. If this message spoke to your heart, take a deep breath. And remember, transformation happens in the quiet spaces. If this inspired you, don't forget to watch more to continue your journey.